we are going to try this again. And if we have issues, we might not be able to stream today. It says that the store is healthy. It says that it is excellent connection. I am praying to the Lord Almighty that it stays this way. Goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it says we're back. It says the connection looks great. I pray to God it is. Okay, it looks like we're getting a good feed. That's what it's telling me. It's telling me we're getting a good feed. Is it working? It says so. It says it's in perfect condition right now. But let's not jinx this. Let's just hope that it truly is in good condition. You know? Because otherwise I'm going to be really sad. Maybe time to move the router closer. Well, see, that's the problem, is that with the internet that I am using, I'm using a Verizon 5G home, which requires you to be connected to a window nearby. Facing the cell towers, and the office is facing the direct opposite direction. But I mean, it looks like we're excellent now. We're sitting at excellent. Everything is chilling. Okay, we're good. Thank the Lord Almighty. Whew. All right, now where were we? Question. Wrath says, so your Patreon starts on Black Friday. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. And I can give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on what the Patreon is going to look like. And by a little bit of a sneak peek, I mean, I'm just going to tell you what's going to be a part of the tiers, and you can just tell me if that's something that you guys really are interested in. So one of the tiers I mentioned before that I want to add is I want to add the Distro tier, which allows you to order as much product from Distro that I have available. If it's obviously not available, then you can't order it. But if it is available, you can get it. For high demand product, then obviously you can order it as much as you want, as long as it is available. So for example, right now, ultra premium collections are available for back order on my distributor site. So if you were to go and order it, then you would realistically be able to get it. However, if this is a service that is extremely high demand, and let's say that there's a ton of people that are like, I really want to be a part of this Patreon tier, and then everyone tries and orders it all at once, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to put limitations on high demand items, or I'm going to have to more or less be whoever messaged me first, you get first dibs on prioritization minus the minus however much I'm saying there's going to be a limited allocation, just so that people feel like they're getting something out of it. But yeah, so that's one of the tiers I want to have. The other one is going to be the storage tier for those in the United Kingdom. That way that we can store and allow you guys to purchase product in the US for the cheap prices. And then once we've accumulated enough over time, then we can ship to you guys in the UK. That's another tier that we've talked about. I want to also add an extra video. And with that extra video as well, it's not going to be your standard, like just regular, Pokemon weekly update video. It's going to be a standard video that's also going to come with exclusive insider announcements. So basically in real time, whenever a reprint happens, rather than waiting for when my video comes out, you can know right then, right there. I'll just give you guys access to a private Discord that will give you the ability to know when reprint's going to happen. And then on top of that too, I'll have a weekly rolling list of my top 5 product that I think are the best to pick up. And so you guys will get to know each and every week what that looks like, rather than, of course, each and every month. Then on top of that as well, we have a weight database, which I think is really important. So a couple of ways for you guys to make money in terms of investing in Pokemon. One of the ways to make money is purely by, of course, just, you know, if you're lucky, opening packs and then getting a, you know, alternate art, full art, stuff like that, right? So with the weight database, the concept that we have there is we have a list of all the compiled datas of every single generation and every single era of Pokemon packs, and you'll just be able to gain access to that to be able to just have all of that information right in front of you to know, hey, what are statistical probabilities that you're going to, of course, get a heavy from this. We'll have a brief explainer video on what that's going to look like, but that's kind of the whole purpose of the weight database. I know for a lot of people, black and white era, diamond and pearl era, XY era, there's a lot of things unknown in terms of what's heavy and what's not. And so that's something that we want to kind of allow you guys to explain, or we want to explain to you guys and have you guys have the opportunity to be able to know what's worth opening, what's not. Because I think it's really important that a lot of people realize that, so that they're not scammed if they're buying off eBay and they just buy a bunch of light packs, because people don't realize that. So it's a way to protect yourself, but also as well, it's a way for you to just get good at pulling heavies. Another one we have is we're going to have an investment profitability sheet. One of the biggest things that we've heard a lot of people talk about is they really like the way that Polkadata runs their UI software. But one of the biggest concerns that a lot of people had is they're not the best when it comes to tracking your portfolio. So we're going to have an investment profitability sheet that is going to actively track your portfolio. You have to manually enter it, but it allows you to basically track your ROI, track your entry points so that you can dollar cost average in your entry points. And it basically is just a comprehensive sheet that's going to allow you to make sure that you know how much you've invested in, how much your entry points are, and then what your profitability is over time. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to create, and this is probably one of the most labor intensive ones we've had. It's called the card profitability database, and it's basically a database full of all the cards starting from WotC era to present, and it's going to tell you what your percentage chance of getting a PSA 10 versus a 9, what's the percentage odds of you, of course, getting that, coupled with what is the spread between the 9 and the 10s, and it's more or less just a way for us to tell you guys which cards we think are the best to get graded in terms of if you want to go mass buy them and then go and grade them and try and flip it for a profit, which cards do have the best opportunity to, of course, crack open slabs with and see them go from 8 to 9, 9 to 10. It's more or less just another way for you guys to look at investment opportunities to be able to flip a lot of cards, especially now that PSSA is open. So that's one of the other tiers we're going to add. Another tier we're going to add as well is it's called our middleman service. So I know this is something that a lot of people have been asking me to do. So what the middleman service is, basically what that is going to implement is I will be, it only requires one person to have it, but I will be more or less a broker for those people that are wanting to do trades within the Discord. So let's say that you have product you want to trade and you don't trust the other person. You then both ship your product to me, and then I ship it, of course, to you guys. That costs a small fee each month. Of course, you guys have to handle the shipping, but I do all the authentication so that you guys can feel comfortable and safe, especially if you're doing products that are a lot bigger in value. You know, that's something that makes it worth it rather than shipping it twice. Would you much rather spend an extra $10 shipping it twice, or for shipping a $1,000 product that you know is going to be authentic, you know? And then with that middleman service, a part of it as well is a pre-grading service that we're actually going to be offering. I know there's been a lot of speculation over everything that's been going on with Ludwig's, and I know there's been a lot of speculation what happened with graded gems. And so for me, I figured, hey man, our competition, or what wasn't our competition, everyone's just getting absolutely screwed because they're a bunch of scammers. Well, let's just come out then and say we're not going to scam people. And I think it's something that we can do pre-grading services for in terms of sending in cards using our discounted rates with PSA memberships, and just be able to do that for you guys. And then for a small additional fee as well, we can give you our pre-grades that we think the cards will potentially get when sending them off to PSA. So for example, you send your cards to us and you're saying to yourself, I only want to send in my cards that I think are going to at least get a 7 or better, right? I will go through, and for a small fee, I will go through and I will look at each one of your cards and I will tell you what I expect the grades to be. I then, of course, send you a sheet with my expected grades. You pick out which ones you do or don't want to send. I explain why, and then we send them off for you. So that is the middleman service. And then, of course, lastly, it's the distro side and the storage side for for UK. So those are a lot of things we're adding to the Patreon, like a lot of things. And there's more things that we're going to add too. Like I am just going on and on, so I do apologize with that. But this has been something we've been working on forever. So I think it's something that I'm really excited about. The main kind of purpose for doing this with the Patreon, more or less, is one, it gives us opportunity to give you guys additional content that we're of course going to find additional sources of revenue for, which then allows my content quality to get better, which then allows me to give back more to you guys and grow as a channel. And so this is just a way for us to kind of grow. In terms of Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos, they stay the same. In terms of Q&A Tuesday, Thursday videos, they stay the same. Everything's staying the same in terms of how it is. Discord, free. So I'm not one of those guys that is like, I'm not going to call anyone out, but I'm not one of those guys that's all of a sudden going to be like, all right, everything's behind a Patreon now if you want my content. Frick all you guys. Like, no, I'm not like that. Everything's going to stay the same. I'm just giving additional content that's taken a lot of time and energy to be able to do so. And so this is an opportunity more or less for you guys to be able to help support the content, support the channel, so that we can hopefully grow this sucker and I can get a freaking better camera and internet. I swear to God, the internet's actually really good. It's just having a bad day. For those of you guys that have been around here for a while, the internet has been really good. So this is just one of those off days. And then the camera, well, that's something we need to talk about, but that's something we need to talk about. Yeah, distributor hacked me, right? Something different about your setup, I dig. Well, I would say that it probably has to do with the fact that the audio doesn't sound like absolute crap. And then I would say second off too, you get a nice closer pick of the backdrop. I am going to actually be having LED lights that I have an LED light strip that I haven't set up. So I'm going to be setting that up. So we're going to have them a lot more colorful of a background. So I'm excited for that too. Eli gets Patreon rip. Well, I appreciate that, Bulbasaur. I'm in for distro tier. Heck yeah, baby. I'm hungry. I don't know what to eat. Yo, Travis is here. Good to see you here, man. Is it distro pricing? Yes, that is exactly it, Pika. So how the distro tier is going to work is it's going to be plain and simple, right? I'm going to charge a set rate. And then, of course, based off of how quickly it sells out, I'll have to make adjustments to demand. Whether I be raising prices or lowering prices, right? So, and then you're going to get access to all the product at distro prices, right? However, I want to make it very clear. We do not cover shipping charges. So more or less, if, for example, right, if let's say that you order like 4 cases of Pokemon product, right, and then it's shipped to our distro, what happens after that is we give you a quoted rate of however much it costs to ship all of that to you, and then that's something that you're going to have to cover. However, let me put it for you this way, right? Right now, market price, if you want to go buy yourself a case of Silver Tempest, I think the cheapest we've seen is $95 ship. At some places, of course, majority of market price is $100 shipped, right? If you buy it from us at Distro, it's $86 a piece, plus the $5 that it costs to ship it from Distro to the LGS, and then an additional $13 to $16, depending upon where you live, to ship it to you. So that's about $18 on top of the the 86. Do the math, it roughly comes out to around $88, $89 that you're paying for a case when you include the shipping. That's still well below, that's like $6 to $10 below what the market price is of what you're paying. And not to mention, I did the math, if you pay for 1 month worth of what we're going to be charging out the gate, which is going to be $50, then that case alone, you just buy one case, that makes up for more than itself than if you were to buy the case without the tier. So it's a really good deal in that regard. And like I said, 50 might be too much, 50 might be too cheap. We're going to try and figure that out because we want to see what demand is. But there was a guy that I actually did this for a while ago. Like I was a part of his similar program as this, and he charged 50 and he sold out like immediately when he dropped it. So I figured, you know, this was of course during the pandemic. That was much higher demand times, products were more expensive, so we'll see if that's something that people bite on. If people are like, it's too much, then I'll drop it. But also the same exact time, for what you're getting out of it, I think it's a really good deal, you know? So that's just kind of how we're doing it. And then as well, one of the things that we've thought about doing just to make things more affordable when shipping out from Distro to the store is we will give people the option either one of two things. With how our distro has everything set up, if you buy in a case, it's $5 shipped to ship that item from its case. However, if you do combined shipping product, let's say ship out a pallet, then they cut that down to like $1 a case. So either we're going to have one of two tiers, either one of two options. The straight option is the product's going to be shipped to everyone at the end of the month. That way we can combine everyone's shipments and it's going to go into a pallet, and then it's going to be cheapest shipping option for everyone. However, for those individuals that say, I don't want to wait, I want it now, you just pay an additional $4. So instead of paying $1 for shipping, you pay $5, and then that's going to give you your product within 3 to 5 days after you order it. So I just want to be realistic with it, because I want people to know that, hey, you're going to get access to distro prices, and that's going to be the cheapest you can get it anywhere. But I also want to be transparent in saying we can't pay shipping or else we're losing money. That's just plain and simple, because we paid shipping for everything and people just kept buying cases and cases and cases of product. We're paying shipping on each end, we're losing money, so that's kind of how we have to structure it. But I've done all the math and it's still well worth it after that, because you're buying product cheaper than you can get anywhere else, right? But that's just something I would say when taking into consideration. That's crazy how you're going to give your Patreon supporters access to your distributor. That's such a huge plus. Yeah, no, I'm definitely, you going to cap out your Patreon tiers? That's a great question, Anvil. Some I will, some I won't. So for general like products like extra videos, extra data, spreadsheets, stuff like that, definitely not. But for distro, 1000% going to, if the demand is there, just because with how we're structuring it right now, since I live in Arizona and I'm having to have one of my employees down at the LGS take care of it, and they're already as busy as it is with the growth of the LGS, I don't want to more or less make them time consumed in terms of shipping out hundreds of products a month. So we're definitely going to have to cap it out to what's a reasonable rate in which we're able to ship it all out. And then of course, if it becomes something that's huge and we can hire someone else on to be a part of the team, then that's another thing as well. TT says, I need that sheet. I know, it's awesome. I've been so excited to show you guys this sheet, because the amount of data and information that we have on there compiled that just shows you guys what kind of products that you can purchase, or what kind of PSA cards you can get graded or regraded that you can make money on. It's insane, and we have it all clearly highlighted. And so how it's going to happen is, if you pay for that tier, I have a weekly video doing a breakdown, because we're going to slowly push out each and every week each new generation or era that you guys will then get full breakdowns for, and then you can see what the best product is, or not product, sorry, what the best cards are to get graded or regrade in that specific era. So the opportunity is like unlimited there. And in terms of how we're going to be structuring it as well, once we've done a full rollout of every single era, and you guys have all the data, because it's a lot of data that we've compiled, right? And so we don't want to just drop it all at once. We want to slowly give it out. When it comes to how we're going to be doing consistent updates for it, it'll start out with us doing a full update monthly. So like, for example, when you have it released, you're going to get the full release of the product in real time. However, it won't get an official update. So if there's a bunch of new cards that were added to the pool, if there was a new sale for that specific card, you'll get that at the end of the month if there are any adjustments. And then once it, of course, has come down to the full release of everything, then it'll become weekly updates. So, and then once we have Polkadata's permission, then it's hopefully going to turn into daily updates, because we've talked to them about having capabilities to run our software with their UI. So that would be something that would be also cool to be able to do. But that way you guys can consistently see what the best cards are to buy at the prices that they're listed for, whether you should wait, whether you should not wait. It really is just an endless opportunity for you guys to be able to get product that you can make a shit ton of money on. Ooh, I just swore. Wow, that's unlike me. I'm sorry. A crap ton of Pokemon product. Sorry, Eli. I'm using meals ideas. Thick Patreon indeed. Hey, what's up, Lysias? Glad to see you here. Hey, Eli, you just watched the store live. Looks really nice. I appreciate that. Thanks, Evo. Yeah, I'm super excited about it, man. We've got a lot going on. Anvil, my Eli, giving them the people what they want. I'm pretty stoked for the Patreon thing. I appreciate that. You should use a submission as content too. It really pays for itself. That's exactly what I want to do. So that was another idea. So I was in a call a couple of weeks before I left for the LGS. Shout out to the couple of people that were in that call with me, but I was really just trying to get your guys' consensus on, hey, what is it that you want from me content wise? What is it that you guys want from me quality wise, right? So my whole thing was, I need to start, now that I'm going full like steam ahead with all of, you know, Pokemon USA and E4 cards, the LGS, I'm like, we're doing this. We're going full steam ahead. We're going to push out as much content as best quality as we can. We want to start upping things. So the slow progression will be this. I'm going to progressively upgrade the quality. So we're going to have LED lights in the back. I'm eventually going to update the camera depending upon how the Patreon goes. Of course, that's going to be done on Black Friday. So we're going to give you guys a really good out the gate deal so that hopefully it will be something that we can get enough cash to immediately start upgrading the equipment. Then what we're going to start doing as well with that extra capital that we'll be gaining as well is we'll be using it to pay people to help us with editing videos, just hire on more employees for editing videos, increasing quality, thumbnail quality, just making the content better overall. So there's like definitely a progression with that. We also as well are wanting to start doing weekly breaks again. That's something that I talked about that I was wanting to do sooner than later. However, with that being said, we've just been so busy recently with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I haven't been able to talk about until today. And so we're going to be bringing that back. But that's something that we're going to, of course, do at some point. And then I've also had people say that it would be a cool idea if I had like a monthly Patreon break where people got access to product at like a really cheap rate for like boxes that are usually really expensive, which I've thought about. It would just have to make sense. So we'll kind of see what that looks like. But yeah, no, we've got a lot of stuff we're really going to start pushing out for content. Like the idea mainly because I've never graded, and that's the thing, man, is I've had so many people tell me like, hey, I think my card's an 8, hey, I think my card's a 9, and then it's like a 7 or a 6. And if you have someone that you can send in your cards, know that your cards are going to be taken with the utmost care, and then you're going to get a pre-grade for it on what we think your cards are going to be based on our expert opinion from, of course, knowing, you know, from our experience of sending in, you know, hundreds to over 1,000 cards into PSA, we're going to be able to say, hey, we know the grading standard. We've worked with PSA for a while now. We can tell you firsthand what your expected grade is going to look like, having worked with a ton of cards, having known how graders work, and we're going to give you our most accurate, of course, our most accurate prediction for the grade. Nothing's ever guaranteed. You're always, for the most part, going to have a plus or minus difference in terms of what the expected grade is going to look like. And then sometimes, you know, they throw you curveballs, but for the most part, in terms of how I've collected the data when I send in my own grades, I've been either spot on or off by 1, give or take, which is exactly what I want to be. I never want to be off by more than 1. Because you just want to be consistent and be able to be really good when it comes to predicting what the grades are going to be, right? Because some things, right, like some graders, for example, they don't really grade print lines harshly, or some ones do, or someone's grade centering more than others, or whitening more than others, right? A perfect example is shout out to Raheem, but his guy hated print lines. Well, my guy did not. I got a PSA 10 card that, for some odd reason, I shouldn't have got a PSA 10, but it did, and it had a big old print line down the middle. That should have dropped it down to a 9. Like, that's something that's incredible, but it happens with graders. They're all different, you know? But yeah, no apologies needed information session. I appreciate that. I'm just glad that we are running smooth again with the internet. That's a lot of value. That's insane. You're offering a lot more value to your Patreon. That's some of these big Poketubers. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm just trying the best, man. And the thing how I want to do it is I want to break it down so that it's not just all one big tier and we're saying we're going to charge X amount for one amount, right? Like, let's say hypothetically, right? This is a hypothetical. This is definitely not what we're charging. But let's say hypothetically, I have just hundreds of hours of content and I say $100 a month, right? Well, for the individual that's like, I don't need half this content. I only need the other half, right? Then why would they spend that extra $100? It sucks. It misses out on the opportunity for people to only get the content they care about and not paying for stuff that they're never going to use. And so we're breaking it down into just a ton of different tiers, right? We're going to have, I think, over 10 different types of tiers. And so you'll have your like kind of sub tiers, your like $3 to $5 tiers that you're basically like, hey, I just want to pick and choose. And it's almost like make your Patreon plan so that it makes it to where it's custom to what you care about. For example, if you're someone that's into data analytics, we got a plan for you. But if you're saying to yourself, I don't care about pre-grading submissions or any of that kind of stuff, and you can do it yourself, then great, you don't have to pay for that. Or if it's the other way around, then great, you don't have to pay for the other half. So it's making it in a way where we can kind of customize it. So if you want a $3 plan, a $5 plan, a $10 plan, a $20, a $50, like however you want to do it, we want to customize that for you. And then of course with that, if you do mix and match, we have higher tiers that we're going to create that's going to give you discounted rates if you do combine, and then giving additional content with that as well. Will you sell Japanese products? So I don't have access to Japanese distribution right now. We're currently in the process of actually looking at it with the LGS. If that is something that happens, then I will, of course, be a part of getting access to that product, but we will keep you guys posted. Put up a Starlink fund. Seriously, dude. But yeah, and then for you guys as well that are part of the UK, because I know that's a question. A lot of people are like, well, I live in the UK, like how will I be able to pay for it? Either one, we're going to have the Patreon accept a form of currency that we can easily convert with a low rate, or what we're going to do is we're going to either have Wise or crypto be a form of payment so that we can eliminate the fees completely. So that's kind of what I've done when working with people that are, UK, anywhere outside of Europe. I don't know why I always say UK. I just go to it. I know that there's more places outside the UK, so I'll just say, any of the other countries outside the US. We've looked at other options in terms of how we can make it so that we're not, having you guys miss out on a lot of these opportunities, because I really want to put an emphasis, because honestly, the amount of people that follow me from outside of the US, because from what I've been told, there's not a lot of people outside the US that do the content that I do. That's where I want to make sure that you guys aren't neglected. Left a message in the last stream was freezing. I'm not sure if you got it, but can you run through the use SDC code twice trick again? Yes, of course. So here's how you use the SDC code twice. So I can't give you an exact example when showing it on screen, but typically how it would work is you have to do one of two ways. So you would sign into your account, you would input your SDC code, and then the product that you're going to have added to cart. Then you go on a separate device, right? Whether it be your phone, another laptop, etc., etc. You input the code without being logged in. And then what happens is when you check out with either one, it keeps the code within the system once it's been entered. So even after it's been checked out, it's still active, if that makes sense. So more or less, you log in, input the code, then you go on another device, not logged in as a guest, input the code, then you choose which one you want to check out with, you check out with it, and then a week later, when it refreshes for you to ship to the same address location, you then go back to the device that had the code still in it that hadn't been checked out yet, and you check out. I'm about to destroy your allocation if you give me distro prices, right? I know that's the thing, and that's why I'm like, all right, I'm really I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about this, right? Because I want to make sure that the price that we're charging is both a good give and a take for people, right? Because I know for the most part that a lot of people, when they've done the distro thing, they usually allocate it, but I wanted to see how it would go off the bat without allocations, because with the way in which things are set up currently with distro is that with the distro page itself, sure, you've got access to Silver Tempest booster boxes, you've got access to a bunch of ETBs, you've got access to a bunch of sleeved product, right? But in terms of the ultra premium collections and all those high demand ones, you can order those, right? But you can order only in limits, right? So it's one of those things where I'm testing it out to see, hey, what are how many people are going to join? If people join, what are the limitations for how much UPC we can sell people, right? Can we sell person a case? Can we sell person a count of 2? Because the limitations refresh weekly, right? So if hypothetically, let's say someone wants to order a case, right? And let's say that we can order 3 cases a week, and we've got, 15 people that want to order a case. Well, if I can refresh it by the end of the month, each and every week for the next month, then great. Everyone's going to get the opportunity for the UPC. But if I realize that, oh shoot, we've got 30 people that want it, then it's going to have to be a limited to for those high demand products. But for everything else that's, you know, quote unquote lesser high demand, you know, like booster box access to Silver Tempest, booster box access to Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, all at that $86 distro price, or Elite Trainer Box access prices, $23 a pop, $24, $25, depending upon which ones we're talking about. You guys will get access to all that product, and as long as there's no limitation on it, you can order as much as you want, which is really scary now that I think about it, because if you guys are as responsive as you're talking about it right now, that could be a lot, but of course, only time will tell. We'll kind of see what that kind of looks like when we get the ball rolling. What's the $50 a month, PokeJ? The $50, that was just the example price for gaining access to distro, right? And the reason why we came up with that number is just because we've just gone through and we've taken a look at a lot of other Patreons that have done something very similar, and $50 has been the most common theme of what we felt like was most fair and appropriate. Not to mention too, if you buy a case of a booster box, literally any sort of booster box that we have access to distro now, that $50 price point makes up for itself off of just one purchase a month. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you buy at least a case of booster boxes a month, then this is a tier that's worth it, or at least a case is worth in terms of value, right? So what that means is a case of booster boxes right now, if you were to go buy it, it's going to cost you 36 times 86, right? So if you're someone that's, whoa, I did the math wrong, 6 times 86. If you're someone that spends at least $500 a month on Pokemon product, or if you're someone that spends at least, I would say roughly around $400 to $450 worth of product in Pokemon a month, then this is a tier that is well worth it. Now, if there's a lot of people that are like, oh man, that's too expensive, $50, I don't spend that much in Pokemon product a month, I only spend, you know, $200 or $300, then what we can do is we can make a cheaper tier for you guys. We're just getting a consensus right now, or this is a census just to see how people are doing, but we can do a cheaper tier, but there will be limitations in terms of high demand products not being available and allocated amounts on what you're able to access. If that's something that, of course, people would still be interested in. I've been the same and I will continue to do it the same. I'm always going to take your guys' input into account. I'm always going to give you what you guys want, and I'm going to do my best to make what I think is the most fair and always be upfront and realistic with it. I'm never going to try and say, yeah, I can offer you all this great stuff and then be completely like, hey guys, I never mentioned that this is something you're going to have to account for, without being open and transparent. I'm always going to be open and transparent, because there's been so many issues where people are like, yeah, I'm going to give you access to distro. You can order all this product, but then that product is never available, and they just say that, and then people just get refunded and are upset. It's like, no, when I give you the rolling list of what product's available, it's available. I call my distro, I let them know, hey, I'm ordering this. I go down the tally list based off of who's messaged me first on what they want, and then of course we go from there. Open, transparent, honest, make it work for everyone. And then if people are happy about it, awesome. If people are not happy about it, I take your guys' feedback into account and we can make adjustments. That's just how it's supposed to be, you know? Does this break your agreement with distro? Just checking, because I hate you to lose your access. No, it doesn't. The only way it would break my agreement is if I allowed you guys access to literally log into distro. But think about it this way, Pika. It's more or less me saying what I can put in purchases for back order for you guys, and then I'm just making the purchase and selling it to you guys on your behalf. It's the same exact thing as me selling you product, but in a different way. Like, think of Rudy from Alpha Investments. This is literally his bread and butter and what he does for a living, and he's been closed off in terms of selling product you know, for years now. Like, no one's been able to access it because it's such a high demand for what he does. And so that's one of those things where for me, it'd be more or less doing the exact same thing. However, of course, the way I'm structuring it out the gate is I'm not putting on allocations, which is scary at first, but we'll make adjustments to that. And with that, of course, being said, one other thing to make note of in terms of how you guys are going to know what the product is that's available, I'm going to just compile a list each and every day. I'm going to let you know the products that have limitations. I'm going to let you know the ones that do, the ones that don't. And then I'm going to, of course, continuously update it in real time whenever new product is added on a list I'm going to be like, hey, here's the spreadsheet. I'm constantly updating it. Click on the link to see what product is available for you to purchase from Distro. Message me what you want to buy. I call Distro, get confirmation that they have it, get back to you, say, hey, they have it. How much do you want to buy? And then do you want it express shipped to you? So basically you pay the $5 for it to be sent out to Distro, or we put it on hold from you at Distro's warehouse, and then everything is shipped to you at the end of each month for $4 cheaper. But for a lot of people, they're like, I just want it now. $4 more is not that big of a deal. So it's like, whatever, you know, or $4 per case, of course. Hey Eli, what's up? Are you bullish on Crown Zenith? Have you, as you have been for Silver Tempest? I'm more bullish on Crown Zenith than I am Silver Tempest. And honestly, don't get me wrong, I've been a huge fan of Silver Tempest. I think Silver Tempest is an awesome set in terms of the fact that it has a Lugia alt art and it has a Rayquaza VMAX character rare. So I do think that there's high demand from an investment perspective. But when you look at just the set overall Silver Tempest from an investability versus a collectability aspect, the set itself is way more investable than it is collectible. You have to admit that when you look at a set like that, in terms of, you know, main alt art pull rates, people aren't getting excited about an alt art, you know, skunk tank. Like, that's just a reality of the situation. People care about the Lugia, people care about the Rayquaza. It's a high demand character figure, and people like to pay for characters. And so that's why the set itself will do really well long term. However, with that being said, with Crown Zenith, as mentioned many times before, and I'll say it again, historically speaking, specialty ETBs have been the best performing products year in and year out. With that, of course, being Crown Zenith, a specialty set, and from what we've seen already revealed, this looks like an amazing, super hype set because it's really focusing on a lot of just full art alt art designs, as well as standard alt art designs and just character rare alt art designs. So it's really just alt art everywhere, and everyone loves alt art, so the expectation is that it's going to absolutely crush. What were you thinking cost-wise again? Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, Wrath. So for the Distro thing, like I said before, $50. And then if people are like, ooh, I'm only gonna buy X amount, then I'll do $25. I'm gonna make it so that there's multiple tiers that are gonna fit to everyone, right? So if you're like, I only wanna buy one booster box, right? Then we'll do that for you. I wouldn't recommend it if you're someone that only wants to buy one booster box's worth, because, you know, if you're saying to yourself, you're buying, you know, one booster box for $86, and then you're having to pay shipping on top of that, then you might as well go buy the $3-4 to ship. Whoa, that was fun. My camera just collapsed on itself. That was fun. Wow, that was crazy. Well, that was bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. Again. Love it. That was weird. I'm so sorry about that, guys. That was bizarre. Whoa, that was a weird freeze. All right, apologize about that. That I literally just saw my camera just fall face down. So that was tough. We're good though. We're good. Oh well, it says your quality's poor. So nice, good stuff, guys. Poor quality. Love to see it. Love to see it. We're having so many stream issues today, guys. I apologize so much about that. I have absolutely no idea what's wrong with the internet right now. We're back, but the quality is poor. But yes, I'm really bullish on Crown Zenith. I think that's entirely possible, Patrick. I do think incandescent, I do think is potentially going to be an indicator for how Silver Tempest is going to do, but also, you know, take it all with a grain of salt because Japanese market is quite different than the English market, and you know, a Japanese Lugia is probably insane. Is like my painter friend doesn't mind me using his contractor account to get discounted because he's discounted based on volume. Bingo, baby. It says the stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. Well, if I can't record at that bitrate, then what do you expect me to do? It's like, what do you want me to do, huh? What do you want me to do? It says the health is good at least. The bitrate might just be a little bit lower. No Pancharoos where I... He's talking about Futsu. Doctor, he said bad word. I know, right? I said... I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I was cussing. It's very unlike me. I apologize. Do you think Crown Zenith UPC will come back? Oh, of course. It'll come back. I don't know how many times I feel like people ask me, Eli, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Center, Pokemon Go ETB is out of stock. Will it ever come back? And I'm like, yes, it will. And it's been back in stock forever. Same concept's going to apply for everything. Yeah. Just because it's gone for a little bit doesn't mean it's all of a sudden panic time, you know? Do you have a list of possible packs you can pull from your mystery? Or is it just what's the picture? Well, hopefully. Am I back? Am I back? Man, my face is so close up. If I am back, let me know, and then I have something that I'm actually going to do. It says that I'm good, so just making sure. But I will answer your question. I will answer your question if we're back with some show-offs. Yes, back. Okay, cool. So here's the deal. You asked the question, what packs... Hey, we're in excellent condition now. What packs are available as a part of the... are there other packs available, right? So we got the Power Keepers pack. We have a Stormfront pack available. We've got a Legends Awakened pack available. You guys have already seen that. We have a Undaunted pack available. We have some Triumphant packs available. We have... we have a Diamond and Pearl pack available. We have... Where is the Majestic Dawn packs? Give me a sec. We've got Majestic Dawn. I'll just say that. Man, my face is really doing some things right now. Apologize. We do have Majestic Dawn available. I will show those in a second here if I can find them. If not, I will I'll move on. Majestic Dawn. Where did I put those packs? But anyway, I'll just say we will have Majestic Dawn packs available. So Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Majestic Dawn, and then EX1. And then potentially, we could have a Jungle one. We should have a Fossil one. I don't have that. Just me showing you that you can get other packs, right? I feel like with the last mystery pack, obviously I put so much emphasis on the heavy fossils. And don't get me wrong, heavy first edition unlimited fossil I think is sick, but I don't want it to be purely just centric focused on the WotC, which is why I obviously had an EX Era pack in it. And so what we're going to transition into doing is doing a little bit of like EX Era, a couple of WotC packs, and then a couple of Diamond and Pearl Era and Heart Gold, Soul Silver Era packs mixed in. That's kind of how we want to do it. Rip? Are you kidding me? No data again? Oh my gosh, dude. We're having a good day. Look at this, guys. Look at my internet speed test right now. Explain to me what's the problem. What's the problem? Is it like is it like a YouTube issue? Like, what's going on? No, it's not even the internet. It's not even the internet. Look at the internet. I just did a stream test. I'm getting 445 megabytes per download speed. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. I don't know what I did. We're just gonna wait a sec. Everyone's just gonna wait for it to buffer, and we're gonna all be okay with that. I'm on Wi-Fi. Ethernet connection is not available. It's just not available for the service that we're paying because of the way they have it set up. Also, my house is not wired, sadly, for an Ethernet. When I moved here, I was hoping just upload is more than enough. Yeah, right? Internet looks fine. I'm showing you guys the internet is fine. I don't know what's going on. And the probability of processor bottleneck. Oh. It's a good point. My PC specs have been bad. Maybe he's running a dual core. Well, I run an AMD. Gosh dang it, man. Wi-Fi is going to be unreliable. Unfortunately, you should be able to run an Ethernet cable from your router to your computer, though. I could, but it's going to be a long reach from all the way upstairs to all the way downstairs. No data. It's tough. It's tough. It's definitely not overheating. I will tell you that. I can promise you it's not overheating. That's for sure. So here is what my setup looks like. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's a Ryzen 7 3700X 8-core processor. I'm running at 56 temp right now, and my megahertz speed. I mean, you can see everything. Hopefully you guys can see this on full screen. how is it the Wi-Fi? Okay, it says we're back at excellent. I'm hoping that's right. It's the Wi-Fi. Okay. It's the Wi-Fi. So I just need to go buy just an absolute massive Ethernet then. That's what it sounds like. Just need to go buy a massive Ethernet and just run it through. It's gonna have to be a long, like there's long cables and then there's the cable I'm gonna have to go purchase. Cause like the office is the exact opposite end of the house in where it's located. So like 100 feet is probably not even gonna be enough. But you guys say the Wi-Fi sucks still, but like when I did the download upload test, please tell me tell me if I'm dumb. But is this not good? Is this not good? Like, I'm not a computer expert, but back home when I lived in Oregon, this right here would be at around 80. And now it's at 456. And this would be at 10. And now it's at 60. I appreciate that, Gabriel. Just breathe. 2 a.m. and Nalik. I appreciate the $2 donation, Gabriel. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're saying my internet's crap. So as someone who knows nothing, and I'm ignorant when it comes to this kind of stuff. Well, I'm not ignorant. I just don't know it. Just ask PokeRev what he has. Yeah, right. When I go from less than 100, right? 80 to 456 and 10 to 60. In my mind, I'm like, wow, that's really good. Okay, so I see what you're saying, Narwhal. So Narwhal's saying that sure, it's good right now, but I can still be dropping packets. Okay, I see what you guys are saying. Okay, I see what you're saying, TT. No, you're right. Let's run it again and see what it was before. So this is around the same. Yeah. Wow, look, now it's at 200. Yeah. Yeah, no, you guys are right. Wow. Okay. Dang, dude. That's tough. It's tough out here, guys. So support the Patreon so I can buy a 150-foot Ethernet cable. Okay, so okay, so here's the deal. So here's the deal, guys. My cord. So do I just buy a 150-foot Ethernet cord, or is there a way I can like get a wired connection without having to wire it all the way from one end of the house to the other? Because like if I'm doing that, then it's going through the upstairs hall, down the stairs, through the downstairs hall, into the dining room, up against a window. So that's kind of where I'm concerned. Is I can do that, but it's gonna be just a pain in the butt at that point. And if you think it's still worth it, even with it being a pain in the butt, then I'll do it. But if there's an alternative way for me to Ethernet it without having to deal with that, then let me know. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about today, guys. I was so excited being like, all right, guys, we're back to our regular schedule. We posted a video Monday. We're back on Tuesday, and then this is it. Not without rewriting what's in your walls. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. And that's the problem, Lord Narwhal, is the walls are not built for an Ethernet right now. So if you had it in your walls, you'd be good to go. But I don't, so yeah, you're right. You can buy a Wi-Fi extender and make it between or try a different Wi-Fi channel. Well, see, a Snoob, I have a Wi-Fi extender, and it's the most expensive one. I've seen people use router plug-in things to the wall that amplify it. You could do the outside, you could do that outside of the house. Well, the problem isn't that, is there any other high-speed internet options, PokeTrainer? The problem is more or less the fact of the internet option that I'm using currently, with the way in which it's set up and the way in which my house is set up. The house is not wired. So there's not a way for me to wire the house. So the other alternative would be to relocate the office, which I'm not going to do that because it wouldn't make sense at this point. And if I were to, sure, I could go put in the garage and that would be better. But even then, that would just be such a pain in the butt just to relocate everything. And not to mention, it's hot down there next to the garage office. And having all of my expensive equipment in there when it already gets hot as it is just doesn't seem smart, you know? At that point, I might as well just go 100, 150 footer and just take the L. Yeah, I think I'll just take the L and do the Ethernet then, I guess. Or you can install a second router. I'll have to talk to Verizon about it then. That's definitely something I'll talk to them about. Move to Canada, it's minus 28C here today. You can also use Ethernet over Powerline. I have no clue what that is or how to do that. All right, so here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. I've made up my mind. I don't like to say it, but based off of what everyone is saying, I think I'm just gonna run a long Ethernet. That's just what I've decided, because we've also been talking about this for the past 20 minutes, and I feel bad because there's people that still have questions that they want to ask. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna run a long Ethernet. If anyone has any other recommendations, I saw all you guys type it through, but if you want to message me on Discord and be like, hey, I think that this is a better option, then go for it. I'll take it into account. But I feel bad because this is a stream that is supposed to be me answering your guys' questions, and instead is you answering my questions. So it's like, I feel bad. So I want to get back on topic, but I do appreciate all your guys' help, honestly, because as the noob that I am, I definitely need the help. So that's my fault. That's my fault, guys. But all right, let's go back to questions that people had that I missed on. But yeah, all right, well, let's scroll back and see what I am having to answer questions for. TT says, I'm from Germany, but I have a warehouse in Oregon. That's cool, man. Can you use the same code for the same address? You can, but you have to use the double code system. So Pika, it seems like you didn't see what I had mentioned. Basically, what you have to do is you have to log in and use the code when you're on a signed in account, and then you use the code when you're not signed in on a guest account. And then once you've done that with both, don't check out yet. Check out with one, And then the other account, so check out with the guest one, because the guest one, if I'm correct, won't save it because it's just a guest account. But since you have an actual logged in account, don't log in with that, or don't check out with that one. Wait a week, and it will still have the code active in the. It will still have the code active in the sign in. Eli, nice new setup. I heard that Chilling Reign ETB Plus on PC UK is available. However, for our USP site, it was up and is not even in search options. Any idea when it will be back up? No clue. One thing that we've learned, James, is that the UK versus the US is very different when it comes to the way in which they do their ultra premium collections. Or not ultra premium collections, but specialty ETBs. They just like to structure it a little bit differently on when they have their waves. So it's kind of hard. They're not the same, or there's no correlation to the prints on that. So on a case of $9 per booster box cost plus $5 for shipping plus 3 shipping, that's $103 a booster box. No, you're not. No, it's not an extra. So here, let me do the math for you on what I was referencing, right? So distro price $516 plus 86, right? That's how much it costs if you were to buy a case with distro prices, right? Then if you want the rush shipping, that's $5 for the case, right? So rush shipping from distro to the LGS, right? Then if you wanted to ship it to wherever you live, that's going to be anywhere between 13 to 16/18 bucks, right? So let's just take it down the middle, say it's going to cost you 15 bucks on average. Divide that by 6, and then your total cost comes down to $89 a booster box. You're calculating that in if you were to do $9 per booster box, but that's not per, that's if you're buying an entire case. If you were to buy one booster box, then yes, it's not worth it. But buying a case is extremely... So when you ship, for those people that are always wondering what's the best way to sell product, by far selling in cases is the best way, and buying in cases is the best way, because the shipping cost of a booster box is roughly around $8 to $10, but depending upon where you live. The shipping cost of a case is roughly around $13 to $18. That right there is like you're paying a couple bucks more to ship 5 more boxes. So it's well worth it. So I highly recommend that. TCA Gaming had a light bulb blow up on his face today, and your camera just falls. I know, right? Oh my gosh, that sucks for him, dude. Sorry, oh man, I feel bad for him on that one. The regular ETB reminds me of the X and Y. Yo, it's a sick one though. This will be a great set though, 100%. I love it. I think this set has definitely the chance of being an amazing set. I mean, we got to see what's going to be left to be added, but I love it. We will have master's degree in networking. Yeah, right. Two-way street. That is fair. That is fair, man. The computer engineering degree comes in handy. Lord Narwhal out here coming in clutch. Yeah, of course. I got you, Pika Pika. Yeah, it's always nice. It's always nice when I'm like, all right, guys, I need help with this. Does anyone know anything about it? And then you guys are like, yo, I'm an expert in this field. I got you. That's kind of where I'm like, all right, with my field and what I do, and you guys all being a bunch of nerds, just like me, let's figure something out here. That's kind of how I look at it in that regard, you know. But yeah, no, that's kind of how we want to structure it with the distro plan. It just makes the most sense running it that way. Yeah, it just makes the most sense running it that way. And it's a really good deal still. I mean, like I said before, you do the math, right? And if you're saying to yourself, all right, well, if you're buying, I mean, let's just go and see what it is. Oh God, I know Game Nerds is $100. I don't know where you can buy it for $95 right now, right? But let's just go to eBay and see what the price is. I think eBay you can buy it for $95, but you know, taxes are included. So let's take a look and see, but I could be wrong. Silver Tempest booster box, right? And I'll show this on your guys' screen in a second, right? Okay, so here's the deal, right? You've got this booster box right now. If you want to buy it, it's 95 bucks. That's how much it costs. Then you're saying to yourself, depending upon where you live, we'll say national average 7%. So we'll say 95 times 6 times 1.07. You're paying roughly around 609 bucks. For what I am telling you guys, it's going to cost you 536 bucks. So minus 536. So you're on average $73.90 minus that by 50 equals 23 bucks. So even after spending the $50 in fees, you are getting you're still saving $23.90 if you just buy one case a month. You think the Charizard UPC has a chance of becoming below MSRP? I think it has a chance, but I think it's a long shot at this point. I could be 100% wrong on that. I couldn't tell you guys. I couldn't tell you, because if I'm being completely honest, what's been going on with the UPC right now has been just a progressive update that I give you guys in real time. For those of you guys that remember when I first talked about it, I basically said, hey guys, for those of you interested in the UPC, I would wait till 160, 180, right? Guess what? It went down to 160, 180. And what did I tell you guys? I said, hey guys, change of plan. Don't wait till 160, 180. Let's wait till 140, 160. Hey guys, change of plans. Let's wait for 140 to 120. Hey guys, just go buy it at MSRP. So it's like, if I'm being honest, I can sit here and I can tell you guys like, oh yeah, I can totally, I can't confidently give you guys at this point an exact number. All I can tell you is MSRP or below is good. Paladin cards, already says Paladin cards has it for 115. There you have it. So Paladin cards might be the play. Paladin cards might be the play in that regard. But yeah, no, I just feel like I can't confidently just give you guys a direct answer for that. We should start a Patreon for IT solutions just for Eli. That's so funny, Pika. That is actually hilarious. Card Trooper per game. Let's take a look at that. Who's Card Trooper games? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give a shout out to. Well, actually, I wanna make this known first. I do not know the authenticity of Card Trooper, so I will show you guys the price for Card Trooper, right? Because we can check them out right now. This is what they're charging price-wise, right? If they're legit, it's a great deal, and so I'll give them a shout out. But if it's not, please use a credit card. So I highly recommend that. But I mean, the point that I'm trying to make with that, Pablo, is that's just an example, right? You don't have to buy a Silver Tempest case. You can go buy a case of other product. The whole concept is you're getting access to wholesale distributor prices. That's just the whole idea of what I'm trying to give you guys, right? And that's the thing, right? And so with new product that becomes available, with new product that obviously becomes available, then that's something that's allocated out to me, then it's allocated out to you, and then for product that is readily available in the back category, so then product that just is not on allocation, then you guys have full reign to order as much as you want. A perfect example. Here's one I want to give a perfect example, right? And I think this is actually going to be a good one. So, where is TCG player, right? TCG player. Let's go take a look at the, actually, I gotta go to my distro page first. Just because I want to make sure I am, all right, so hidden potential tins, right? Hidden potential tins. How much are they selling for right now? So if you're buying a case, how much does that include? Just curious. So this is a set of 3. No. Do you have a case that I can see? Can I just look up hidden potential? Okay, so they're not selling a case. They're only selling a set of 3, right? So from what we've done from our research, hidden potential tins, roughly 70 to 80% of them have evolving skies packs, right? With this, you're buying them TCG roughly around 20 bucks a tin. With us, you'd be buying them 15. You want to do the math there. If you're saying to yourself, you got 15 divided by 5, that's how much each pack costs, $3 a pack, right? Comes with Chilling Reign, Lost Origin, and then Evolving Skies, and then sometimes Fusion, sometimes not Chilling, and then Brilliant Stars, if I'm correct as well. I'm not 100% certain on the Brilliant. But I mean, the point that I'm trying to make with that is that this is an opportunity for you guys, if you were to hypothetically want to, get a bunch of Evolving Skies packs for a really affordable price. So this is just another example of some of the products you can order. Or if you're someone that, let's say, is a huge fan of Fusion sleeve boosters, then you can get the sleeve boosters. You buy a booster case of that, and you can get, or sleeve blisters, sorry, and then you can get your packs for like $2.40 a piece. Or if you're someone that wants to do that with Chilling Reign, or you want Chilling Reign pre-release kits, and you can get a booster box and a build and battle kit. Like you're getting access to a full catalog of just distro pages. So I see that people are saying that they are legit. So then, yeah, if they are legit, I still recommend either way whenever you pay. Just be careful. I'm always going to say that because I don't want to be liable, but just figure it. I would say it. But shout out to them. Charizard UPC with reprint days, I think will continue to drop the print stops. Agree. Ordered cases since Chilling Reign. They definitely look legit. Thank you because I've been looking for a good price on Silver Tempest. Yeah, no, this is a great price. I mean, let's do the math on this. 554 divided by 6. You're getting it at $92 a box. No, that's a great deal. That is a great deal. So if you're going with them, right, you're getting $92.33 a box. And then if you were to go with the Patreon, it was $89.33 a box. So with the Patreon, you're still getting a, $3 discounted deal. But this is still really good for what's available right now. But they definitely, sorry. Did you see you can get Darkrai V-Star premium boxes half off at Walmart from 20 instead of 40? Really? No, I have not. I'll have to go into my Walmart and check it out. Is it like a rollback deal that they're doing or what? I have a question related to this. Would this be of any value to people in Scandinavia? Like, would it just be equal out MSRP after shipping and tax as well as imports? So, well, that's the thing, your average player. Here's the whole point of how I'm wanting to structure it. It's because it's Black Friday. Good point, Lord Norwal. I'll have to look into it more then. So here is the deal, your average player. So the whole idea, although the idea, of course, for the distro is so that everyone can get access to it, one of the predominant people that I like I said before, I have in mind is people in the UK. It's 4 Astral, 2 Lost Origin, 2 Brilliant Stars, and 1 Jumbo. Oh, that's pretty cool. $20, really? Is it in stores or online as well? Lord Narwhal. Sorry, I don't want to get off track. I need to answer your question, average player. So the whole idea of it, though, is that I want to be able to cater to people outside of the US to be able to have product and then have it shipped to our facility within the United States if that's something they're interested in. If you have your own location in the United States for you to store product and then have it be shipped out to you, then that's great. That's something that we can totally do. But more or less, what we're kind of wanting to focus on is making it to where we can have the most affordable option for people outside the United States to be able to buy product and have it shipped to them over in just any of the other countries outside the US. So that's kind of both, really. All right, let's take a look at that. He mentioned that. I feel like I want to look at this as a good deal. Darkrai V-Star, you said? take a look. Yep, 20 bucks. And it comes with what again? 4 Astral, 2 Lost Origin, 2 Brilliant. Let's do some math, ladies and gentlemen. 20 divided by 8. $2.50 a pack. However, obviously not including tax, not including shipping. And 1 is the max. Ugh, that's hard. So if you're gonna do it, is there a way to get it for free? You do have pickup option, I think. We'll have to look more into that. No, that's another that's another good example there, Pablo. How much would that be? 270 divided by 3. Where, I'm actually curious, where are you getting it for 90? Is that also on TCG Player? Or is that on their website? It definitely has to be on their website. No, it's not. Where are you getting the prices for? Pablo says you can get 3 cases of Divergent Power Tins for $260 or $270, which is a great deal. Where are you finding it? Blowout cards. All right, let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. So 90 bucks, free shipping on all orders over $199. I mean, as long as they don't charge you tax, this is a really, really good deal. Like, really good deal. I'm actually curious. If I add it to cart, will they charge me tax? Because, I mean, you do the math on that, guys. That's 90 divided by 6 times... or 5 times 6, that's 30. I mean, it's $3 a pack. That's the equivalent of buying with the current most newest set, but you're guaranteed to at least get 2 evolving with this one. So this is actually really good. That's good, Clash. PSA definitely does deals here and there. Hi Eli, do you think this will be better than this will be the last set we will see the price below $100. The next Scarlet Violet set will see a price increase. Can you explain how it works, distributor to LGS? Okay, yeah, I can totally do that for you. So I feel like people are putting way too much emphasis on the fact that the prices for and here's the deal. Here's the deal. I want to say this in full openness with you guys, right? When it comes to the overall price expectations for MSRP, we know that Distro is going to be, or we don't know if Distro is going to be increasing prices, right? We know that prices are going to be increased via MSRP, but that doesn't necessarily correlate to the fact that the prices are also going to be increased for distributors, right? So when I first started, and if you guys saw the video, I talked about this. When I first started, general box prices were $80 or $79.99 MSRP. Some product like Crimson Invasion I could get for $78. That was at the end of 2020. prices now on average are $86 for MSRP. But sometimes when a product is in higher demand, like when they did the Evolving Skies reprint, they put it to $88, right? So $2 more. With that, the question now becomes, okay, MSRP prices haven't gone up at all this entire time. Distro prices have. So does that mean that Distro is going to also increase their prices because MSRP prices are going up? Or does that mean that MSRP prices are going to go up, but Distro isn't because they've already factored and calculated that all in? That's the question I feel like we need to be asking ourselves, because we have absolutely no clue. But yes, for you guys as well that are dropping all these deals right now, for all you guys that are sending all these deals right now in the chat, please do so as well in the deals Discord, because obviously after this is done, like unless you're watching in real time, you're not going to be able to see the deals. So I highly would I would love it if you guys could also do that in the deals as well. So that would be awesome and of big help so that people who are not watching the stream can get access to it. Where am I in terms of asking the questions? You think it's a better deal for Walmart subscribers? Well, I do have a Walmart subscription. New angle. Yes, sir. Got a new desk, got a new angle. Hopefully things are looking better. I want to do more of a like backdrop so you guys can see more of of like a close up of things, especially when I get the lights out. Do you think buying Dark Sylveon boxes for $20 is a good pickup? I bought 12 of them. I think it's an amazing pickup. Honestly, Teddy, I think it's probably one of the best pickups you can get right now. They should, if I'm correct, still be available to my knowledge. But bro, you buy the crap. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you buy the crap out of Celebrations products until you can't. That's what you got to do. Celebrations is a set that's going to do amazing long term. So good long term. I wish that Dark Sylveon box didn't have BS and Darkness Ablaze. Well, Lord Narwhal, the prints that I got all had Fusion Strike and Evolving Skies. So I think that it's different, at least in my area. And I know a lot of people have reported the same. So I don't think Battle Styles and Darkness is what you're going to be getting. They have Evolving. And I can confirm that because I've bought multiple cases worth. And Teddy also confirms that. My Walmart still has Celebrate. What? Yeah, right, dude. My Walmart still has them at $20 each, plus I get $10 off discount. Queen, why do you get them at 10% off discount? Shout out to you, but I'm just curious. Yeah, it is the reprinted box. That's crazy that you get them off at that much of a discount. Target and GameStop has a Zard UPC over a week while holding advent calendars to get scalped. Do you think this will keep happening with product tailored to children? Zard UPC is up for over a week while calendars get scalped. That's a good question. I mean, I feel like the biggest... Yeah, I feel like that's a good question, man. Advent calendars are... You know, they're product that's technically designed for kids, right? Anyone could use them, but it sounds like, yes, they're being scalped. It's quite interesting, though, because when I go to my local Target, they sit on the shelves forever. So I gotta imagine it's specifically in your area. And so maybe you guys will, disagree with me on that. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Because if it's not, and it is something where I'm just lucky we're within my area and it is being scalped everywhere, then that is kind of sad. Target price match is a thing. Yeah, right. That is true. Target does price match. Walmart does not anymore. Which, shout out to Target for being the homie. I love Target. Listen, Walmart compared to Target is like... I love Target. I'm sorry. I'm very nostalgic to Target too, because that was when I bought my first level X10 as a kid. It was Target. But my first ever Pokemon product that I ever bought was a Torterra theme deck holo, and I bought that from Toys R Us, so even more throwback. What's my opinion on employees get 10% off purchases? I see, Queen. So you work at Walmart. I see. So she's got the inside, or I have no clue, she or he, but Queen, I presume. You get an inside scoop on when products getting delivered, and you get 10% off. I mean, I'm just saying, part-time Walmart employees that are Pokemon fans, they're taking full advantage these days. So you're the reason why products scalped on the shelves. Now, what's your opinion on the Furious Fist booster box? I mean, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about like what's my opinion from a long-term investment? Target is the high society Walmart. Couldn't say it by myself. Final evolution of the new starters league. Shout out to Raheem. Let's take a look. Where are they leaked, Raheem? Toys R Us making a comeback, right? That's so funny. If only. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. Toys R Us making a comeback. If MSR PM Pokemon goes up, I'm gonna have to get involved. It's so funny. Yeah, and a further investment in Furious Fist booster boxes. Twitter, gotta love Twitter. I would say that it is not a bad investment by any means. I mean, it's pretty cheap considering the fact of let's see, Scarlet and Violet news. Is it via the trailer? Am I dumb? What's going on here? Yeah, just send it, Raheem. Just Discord me it, my guy. If you want to Discord me the link. But yeah, I mean, Furious Fist, I don't think it's a bad investment by any means. And considering the fact that the price is, in my personal opinion, relatively undervalued compared to a lot of the booster boxes around it. Don't get me wrong, Phantom Forces, Flash Fire are amazing sets. So it's kind of hard for Furious Fist to compete with that, considering what Furious Fist has. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not like the most amazing set overall, but it still has a Dragonite EX full art. I don't know. It's hard to say, man, because if you look at the set itself and you look at the sets around it, it's definitely very underwhelming. But considering you're getting a booster box as old as this, and it's not like one of the worst sets in the era, you know, it's a fine set for what's included in it. I don't think it's a bad investment by any means. Yeah, right. Send me links, Raheem. What the heck, man? What are we doing here? How do you reckon Crown Zenith will shape up against other Sword and Shield era sets? It's going to be one of the best ones, that's for sure, based on what we're seeing right now. I feel pretty confident in saying it's going to be up there, pretty close to evolving. I mean, depending upon what it ends up shaping, what it ends up shaping out to have. I think it could be a monster set, honestly. Okay, so these are the leaks. Where are these leaks from? Really? Man, cat people are gonna be pissed. That sucks, bro. That's big tough. Man, you know the amount of people I've seen complain over the fact that every single time there's a cat form evolution, it always goes from all fours to standing up on its two, and they're just gonna continue that theme. I hope that's fake. These all look horrendous. I'd have to agree with you on that, Wrath. There's no way this isn't a troll. This has to be a troll. What booster boxes are you investing on? Right now, I would say King Jing. Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest is at a really good price point. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say. It just makes me kind of sad if that's it. Like, there's no way that's real. Like, okay, there is a way that it's real, but it scares me if it is. Oh, mamma mia. You guys tell me. What are your thoughts? We're gonna take a poll. we're gonna take a poll and see what your guys' thoughts are. I can't even speak. I just don't want to speak, and I want you guys to tell me. Listen, I understand the game isn't out yet. Like, don't get me wrong. So they're still brushing up on the final, like, forms on what they look like. But, God, this is scary. Would be the first game I don't keep my starters through the first run. I think Quaxley as evolution should just be his base, but bigger. I know, it's so annoying because when you look at Quaxley's first evolution, he's pretty cute. Like, he seems really cool. And then when you look at his final evolution, you're like, what the actual... Like, okay. Huh? How do you botch a third evolution that bad? I just want a giant Quaxley. His base form is so good. I agree. Quaxley's a pretty dang good base form Pokemon. Honestly, Quaxley's a pretty sick Pokemon. But then when you look at its final form, oh. When you look at Quaxley and you think what encompasses Pokemon, like when it comes to designs, right? And you look at certain things, you're like, that's a Pokemon, that's not a Pokemon, right? So like, for example, when I look at I don't know if they're legendaries or what, but the like freaking Power Ranger looking things, right? Those are not Pokemon when I look at them. When I look at like Quaxley, that is what, in my opinion, is the encompassment of what a Pokemon's supposed to look like. And they somehow botch the crap out of it. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me on that one, though, guys. Turns into a Mega Man or something. Yeah, seriously. That's tough. That's big tough. Well, where are we on time as well, ladies and gentlemen? Wow. I would say I went over 20 minutes, but in all honesty, considering the fact of the matter that we crashed the first stream, I wouldn't necessarily count it. So here is what I'm going to do, guys. I hate to end it here, but I've been going well over my time. I just wanted to add a little bit more, 20 minutes, since we had so many technical difficulty issues. I feel like we were able to do that. I want to give everyone a thanks for being a part of the stream, stopping by, supporting the channel. Make sure, as always, to check out the Discord link down in the description below, where we post deals all the time for you guys to check out from both our sites and others. If you're interested in checking out and buying singles, that I recommend you check out E4 Cards at our local game store. If you're interested in checking out, of course, our new official Pokemart USA mystery packs, I highly recommend you do so as well at PokemartUSA.com. Link is down in the description below. And then lastly, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed, leave a like, and comment down below on any of the pre-recorded videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can comment and like in each video, and we've got 3 winners each and every week, so you got multiple opportunities to enter and multiple opportunities to win. But we're just going to end it here, guys. Want to thank you guys all